friends. Welcome back. I couldn't resist. We're back in Wheel Sound. I was enjoying Dwarf Fortress yesterday, and it seemed like you guys were too, so... It felt like we were so close to making visible progress on this floor. Like, this is starting to really come together, and I want to see that happen. So, as long as nothing terrible happens, knocking on wood, we'll get to see that today. Can't believe we actually did this. Like, they're actually managing to build up blocks. How have they moved Dolomite here, though? No, they have not. I think they would have to move it there from over here. That must be where they're getting it from right now. This guy's sleeping with his sword. Yeah. He is wielding his sword while he sleeps. This guy is ready. So one thing I'd like to do before we get too far into it, just because I'm going to need to move the chat over here, I want to look at our squads. Because we probably have people that we don't necessarily want to be risking in the squads who are in there right now. Like, we don't want to lose the broker, the manager, any of the nobles. So let's see, is there a way for me to go to them quickly? Not seeing it. Hey, that kind of arranges them. Child is apparently a profession. I suppose it is a full-time job. Alright, let's make sure this guy is not in a squad. Alright, manager needs to not be in a squad. They will stay that way. It's important to do this before we have too many dwarves. Alright, Baroness is not in a squad. This is good. The High Beginning we don't want in a squad either. The Quick Citadels. Alright, what's your name? Okay. We'll replace you with an herbalist. As much as we don't want to lose the herbalists, it's better than losing them. Alright, it looks like we've lost a few dwarves in these ones. Don't necessarily want to lose the doctors. We may end up moving some of these out of these squads. For now, they can be in them, though. They certainly all love to be in the squads. Actually, what equipment do these guys have? What kind of squad are you guys? Melee leather armor. Okay, so we were on a leather armor squad. What's this one? Crossbows, metal armor. Okay. So we went crossbows, we went leather armor. So metal armor would be next. I like that color scheme. We're gonna leave the doctors and surgeons and stuff out of the squads. just because we need them to be available to pick up the people and put them back together after they've done the fighting. We might put together a few like civilian squads that aren't really meant to fight. They're just meant to learn how to fight in case they need to, or, you know, in case it makes them happier to do so. Berkey's gotta let off steam somehow, right? A beekeeper. We could have some beehives. That's something we're not doing. Could make more drink out of that. Hunter, expert Marksdorf, that stands to reason. The trader will have to leave out of it too. Sorry, buddy. See, this is good. We're starting to run out of people. We have to actually pick around the ones we don't want. See, this one is labeled as an administrator, but I don't know that we assigned them to that. Versus it's just a skill they have. I'm gonna leave them out of it for now. We'll leave the surgeon out of it. That one is actually assigned to a crafting station. I will leave them out of it too. The Golden Grizzles. See, a lot of these have useful skills. I don't really want them to die. But also, look at how many squads we have right now. Like, I feel like they have better chances with this many of them. But yeah, a few of them I may end up taking out of the squads later on. Just because they're a little too useful. It's hard to lose your really good craftsman. Metal armor, okay. Crossbows, leather armor. Again, a fun symbol that it chose automatically. See, we have a Gelder. That guy is real good at what he does. There will come a point where we have so many cats and stuff running around that guy actually has something to do in the fort. Thing is, you want to catch it early, otherwise they will straight up fight. Like, you get combat logs and everything from it. We've got a few surgeons. I think I'm gonna assign more of the people that are good at doing hospital things to the hospital, just in case we lose any of them. Or, like, the other ones are busy or injured or something like that. Alright, a doctor. There's never anybody that's skilled at just being a doctor. Doctor is kind of a broad term, apparently. We've got 2 Zons. A surgeon and a bone doctor named Zon. I wonder what that means. We'll have the paper maker in on it. We can't have them doing multiple roles, so if they're a doctor, then they can't be a diagnostician, etc. But the chief medical dwarf can do both roles. I don't know what the chief medical dwarf actually does other than enable the ability to hire surgeons and stuff like that. Maybe that's what they do, they just manage that. Why is there blood? Athel Lurebolt. Who is Ather Lurebolt? Oh, I'll move chat back over here now that we're... Oh, actually, I'm going to have to assign all of those squads to be able to practice. Never mind, chat. You got to be over here for a second. Okay. So, the good news is, what I learned is that they'll actually properly stagger if I check all of these at the same time and schedule them all at the same time. So if we go like this, and then we go like this, I don't know if that step's even necessary, but if we go like this, then it should actually properly alternate so that they're not all training on the same month, basically. We want there to be enough dwarves to actually do the tasks that are needed in the fort. Not all practicing through like the whole month or the whole season. Oh, we've got more yarn trousers. Okay, who is fighting? Why are they fighting? They're properly fighting. They were beaten. Uh-oh. I see. This is what we talked about yesterday, where if we don't have a dungeon, the punishment is always beatings. So I guess we gotta do this now. We've got a captain of the guard. Okay. So I guess we gotta decide where the dungeon's gonna be. It's kind of a tough one. Is do we really want to drag them down the entire staircase to get to the dungeon? But also the top floor doesn't seem very wise either. What if they break out, you know? No, I don't think it's a top floor thing. I haven't really decided what I want this floor to be for. A dungeon seems like it's something that should be deep in the earth. But then the dwarves, the ones that are used to living underground, they get sick when they're on the surface. So they might consider the surface even worse. You know? Like humans consider a deep, dark dungeon. Oh, spooky in the earth. But the dwarves love being inside the mountain. What's this guy doing? He's playing make-believe. Or is she? Coolette. I think that's a... she. Yeah. Whose kid are you? Okay. They must have been talking to somebody in charge, you know? Okay, why are you not in the hospital? Let's see. Okay, somebody's picking them up. Yeah, we're gonna need to have a dungeon. I guess... It doesn't feel right to take the prisoners past our storage lair. It really doesn't. I feel like I might come to regret this if it's on this lair. Just because silt, you know, like that's gonna be easy to dig into. Put it down past the tombs. No. I'll put them right here. Yeah, this feels right. Don't know what it is, but it just feels right. Now, they're not going to be very picky about their office, but they do want a nice office. I've redone this design a few times. I think in their office, I want to put a lever. Here, I want to put a door attached to a lever. We do want actual cells, because we end up with problems otherwise. We don't want them to be very big. Like, we don't want this to be a nice place for the prisoners, but we also don't want it to be the worst thing in the world. I suppose we could make it pretty dreadful if we wanted to. It's not what I'm going for right now. The nobles are going to make all kinds of BS rules. So not everybody locked up is going to really deserve it, you know? Like, they're going around beating people up for I don't even know what right now. Did we export something that they didn't want exported? We didn't export any toy hammers. I think he's just beating people up because he's mad that he doesn't have a room yet. Let's go to the Justice tab though. Anything here? Violation of production order. Is this because they didn't make something? The Baroness is the injured party, so... Yeah, it's because they want menacing spikes. Where do we make those? I guess just under work orders I should be able to do it. I see. Well, we only needed a few. What was it, 2? Yeah, they want 2. Go ahead and make that, guys. The Baroness is already being weird. I don't know what she even wants the menacing spikes for. Would she just want them in her room? Alright, so this is gonna be his office. He's gonna want, like, a nice bedroom. Oh boy. Oh. A vile force of darkness has arrived. The army is commanded by the goblin Dostengosp, nightmare-voiced. In the early autumn of 105, Dostengosp decided to become a baby snatcher operating in the wilds. With them comes a war cave dragon from the dark goblin fortress of Terrorheads. Oh boy. Snamaz, war cave dragon. They're frail and clumsy, but they're 227 years old. Talented fighter, talented biter, talented striker, and talented dodger. He does not generally seek retribution for past wrongs. Passive in discussions. You're a dragon. A greedy streak and an active sense of humor. Okay, that sounds like a dragon. He's getting used to tragedy. He's a war cave dragon, so I would hope so. 'Tis a sad life. Alright, who else are they showing? Oh yeah, we had trading wagons show up too. Well, that's gonna be fun for them. These are dwarves, right? Like, no. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, this is not gonna be good for our resident crazy man. I'm going to expand this a little bit. Because things have grown since we last painted this. Just gotta make sure that they can access the whole area inside. So we need to call people in, like, immediately. I'm not going to make it go down further than that, because hopefully we won't need to be using the caverns. If we end up having to plant down here, then things have gone quite wrong. This is probably going to be a problem for us. We might lose the mist generator temporarily. Alright, 143. Hoping we don't lose the animals. Alright, I don't really want the new untrained squads to join. Man, again, they're using this high ground against us. What I was thinking about last night, I almost want to make a tower out of this and just put the windmills on top. Make this area going down a little bit more effective. I don't know. They keep using the high ground. And that's my high ground. I want that high ground. Alright, I need them... Let's see. Yeah, I'm sending them out. If things go terribly wrong for them, like if they all die, which would be quite unfortunate, then we still have a few squads. We can line them up in this hallway and lock these doors here. And they're gonna have a much better chance of defending down here than in the open space where they don't have the high ground. But for now, we're roughing it a bit. Time to find out what Dostengosp has for us. He decided to become a baby snatcher in the autumn of 105. I mean, it's early autumn of 105, so this is apparently his first action as a baby snatcher. Alright, so the herbalists that were up here in this area spotted the baby thieves first. What is he doing? He's not even in a squad. What is he doing out there? Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of people that actually did manage to get out. Here's the cave dragon. Probably flying over already nearly to us. It looks like there's not many of them. 2 goblin thieves spotted besides it. One of them is Dostengosp. Nightmare voice. Backstop. Actually, I don't know how to pronounce that A. Either way, time to get going with it, I suppose. The dragon is going to be the main priority. But I'm guessing that they're trying to use the dragon as a distraction, essentially. Because it gets here first, and if we get too distracted with the dragon, then we don't actually catch the thieves before they go after the children. However, the thieves should not be too much of an issue if we actually close up the base. Wait, the baby snatcher is a woman. It's a female goblin. She's terrified while in conflict. You're the one that came up with this mad scheme. Alright, we've still got people leaving and showing up, and also the wagon kind of sat itself right on top of the entrance. So we're not closing that for now. Where is the dragon? That's what I want to keep track of. Oh, it's already pretty messed up. Well, let's look at this. Oh no. First thing it did was bite into one of them and spill their guts. Its biting and clawing attacks are the most effective, it looks like, in this. Okay, so the recruit wasn't doing very well, but got there first. The militia captain shows up and starts hitting it with his shield. His buckler, but still. Looks like that's starting to work. The recruit's getting messed up, though. Okay, they got to it with the weapons, and they started doing much better. We did lose that one, though. Mansion stabs. Stabs. Yeah, the lasher that initially got bit. They died. Looks like we got the dragon. And I see no sign of the goblins. Alright, we'll pause the burrow. And we'll actually attempt to trade here. We'll get everybody on hauling. Actually, I don't want to distract the people in the hospital. There's probably some injured dwarves that are gonna come rolling in. There was a human that was staying here to defend the place, too. I wonder if that's just from the cavern creatures. He's probably just waiting in our tavern until I open up the caverns. The monster hunters really like the caverns specifically. Alright, that should be good. I'm gonna check on the hospital, because it looks like they still fighting for their lives. Is there another snatcher? Stature? No. Okay. Hold alerts. An ambush. What a surprise. Are you stuck in a tree? They've got a stepladder. Okay. What have we seen of the ambush? They sent more goblins. The one in the tree spotted them. Alright, let's send our people out, I suppose. There's probably gonna be some crossbow goblins. Oh. Poor guy. Alright, so they got one of the goblins already. He is running. They're sending very small groups after me. Like, ooh, do they not know what they're dealing with yet? Or what's going on here? How's the hospital looking? It's filling up. Let's discuss the situation. Yeah, I don't really need anything in particular. Hey, finally finished his ring. Good on you, buddy. I'm glad he found everything he needed. And that ring was donated to the civilization. It looks like we could actually refill our well. I think that the aquifer is actually affecting it. But it's emptied so slowly, considering how many dwarves we have in this fort. of okay with it, you know? Especially since refilling it is as easy as that. And just topped it off a little bit. Alright, let's see why our dwarves are so unhappy. What's going on with you? You're the one that got very injured. It's a wonder that they survived. Oh. They have blood from the dwarf that died on them. Okay, they have been sewn up. I guess they weren't injured enough that they couldn't leave the hospital, you know? They've got a crutch, though. They're hobbling around a bit. It's kind of fun watching them get treated, though. This one has a bunch going on with them. Sensory nerve damage, ability to grasp somewhat impaired. Like, oof. They've been sewn up. Their neck, several places need sutured. Oof. Is river spirits just water? What is that? It's all over where the animals are, too. Alright, what we were doing... Okay, we were dealing with the captain of the guard's needs before all of that happened. Yeah, it doesn't need to be, like, super nice. Just enough to make them happy. It's weirdly quiet, this game. Like, where's the music? Are we just not celebrating in the tavern here? Which one of these is the Farmers Guild? It's time. I need to move the pigs. There's too many of them. They can live here. Stray goose. Yeah, the pigs can be indoors because they too like to eat bugs and stuff like that they can find inside. We don't even need to have grazing spots for them. So they will do just fine once we get the floor in on this area. It's just getting a bit crowded in the tavern. I'm sure that they love the waterfall in there. So they may be a little bit sad. Resident Crazy Man finally died, but of dehydration, so at least the goblins didn't get him. Oh yes, trading. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot. Please take our broken clothes. The trousers, too. What do you got for me? We'll take some wood. The elves were pissed enough at us for I don't even know what last time. When people ask if they'd choose the bear, I must be the bear they're talking about. It's so much more understandable in that context, isn't it? Way better, you know? We could give them more instruments. Hope that they play music for us. We'll take some dwarven rum and beer, though. Steel crossbow, I would like. Got a bunch of iron stuff for me. I could be making iron stuff for me. How are the uppity dwarves doing? Ah! Well, we just had an interesting fight. There was two goblins that were trying to baby nap some dwarves. And they brought a cave dragon. I'm thinking that they were wanting to use the cave dragon as a distraction while they tried to steal the babies. It did not work out for them, but we did have losses. And I'm doing all right. No, not a wall. I want floor. Now, we still have a whole bunch of requests that we have to fulfill from them. Like, we agreed to build this guild hall, and we're nearly there as far as the value of the place. About halfway there with this one. If we do this, do we have any marble? Yeah, let's go with marble there. Can we do marble there, too? Yeah. Then we can do some engravings on the entrance, and that helps. These dwarves are going through it. The elves are always ready to throw hands as soon as you cut down a tree, yeah. We cut down 2. We've cut down 2 so far. Because they're like, you can cut down like 36. And we're like, That's what you said last time and you got pissed off. I think we tried to sell them something that was made of leather. And they got so sad and mad at us. Oh, Kolvad and the surrounding lands have been made a county. Yeah, they're sending small groups of goblins after us right now. It's, somewhat concerning. Which I am developing plans. I think I'm gonna turn this into a little tower. Because they keep trying to take the high ground off me. I also... It's this hill in particular that they keep trying to use. So I'm thinking about digging up to it and making a tower up there too. Should put some crossbow dwarves on it. 'Cause apparently that works better now. And if they're gonna keep trying to use the high ground against me, that's my high ground. They're goblins. They got enough numbers for guerrilla tactics? Yeah. Centering in this all around us, we're at war with them. The Malice of Balls is the civilization name. We are at war with them. So something that we're eventually going to want to do is we're going to want to start raiding these places. It's a lot of gobs. Absolutely. A lot of the ones around us don't have very many. Like, it's a population of around 50, around 60 for each one. But they're trying to get established. Yeah, I think raiding them and taking over. Yeah, that is pretty much the plan. That is why we are over here. Because the rest of the civilization that we're a part of, like over here, these are where the green squares are. These are who we're allied with. We're part of the Mindful Bolt. And yeah, we can send individual squads to do things, or we could send multiple squads on missions. They've probably changed that a bit. Like if I click on this, yeah, look at that. We got several different options. This is the kind of stuff we're gonna want to be doing once we get our squads nice and trained up and well equipped. We need more weapons and armor for them still, before I'm really comfortable sending them out like that. Where are we at with these? Yeah, see, we're producing the steel kind of slowly. The crafting floor is another thing that we definitely should do some fleshing out of. I hear the kitty sneezing. Where are you? But again, there are so many things to do in a dwarf fortress at any given moment. It's easy to end up spending a lot of time paused. Even more migrants. Oh, we lost a mountain goat. The Helix of Groove Metals has been founded a day's travel to the north and incorporated into our holdings. We are now a county. Yeah, I think for the good of everybody basing their safety off of us, we probably should start sending out raiding parties soon. We might actually need a storage expansion here too. Well, the pigs are certainly enjoying the Farmer's Guild. Let's get these engravings down, and that'll actually satisfy them. And here we can display one of the valuables that have been donated. We'll put a bracelet there. Actually, is that the right one? Oh no, this is the treasure of Asmel Regal Cloister. Now we gotta put that back in his room. Okay. Okay. I do kind of wish I could remove it from the list or something like that. Because once it's where I want it, I don't really want to move it unless it's a special circumstance. Do you want that, Laurel? I can scoop you. Come here. No, she's thinking about it. She needs time. We can destroy them. I think we can also take them over. I'm gonna move you over to the other side for now. And you do want up here. I'll scoop you. Alright, so this one, we can raid it, we can pillage it, we can raze it, openly attack and destroy the site. We can demand a one-time tribute, an ongoing tribute. We can conquer and occupy the place. Or we can demand to surrender and occupy the place. Yeah, it actually, we're getting to that point where we have enough squads now just because the population is big enough. We only just got some of them training. So they're not really trained up as much as we'd like them to be, and they're not really equipped as well as we'd like them to be. But it is just about time to get on that. Like, once we're good enough, once we're well enough equipped to defend ourselves, it's very, very easy to start sending individual squads out, or even a couple of them at a time, especially to the smaller places. You would have been on army day one, fair. Day one, you have like 7 dwarves. I do like that this is a part of it. But yeah, the better your dwarves are at like tactics, the better they are at the different fighting skills, the better things go when you send them. Because once they go, they leave the map. You don't have control over the actual combat. It's up to them. You get a summary after it's happened of what happened. Hey, Snow White did a lot with just 7. Absolutely. Alright, the leather. That's what we need. We need this here. And I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to want to put around it, but I know that it's going to need this storage area. So it shall get it. Eventually we end up wanting multiples of the same type of station. Like, we already have 2 stoneworker shops just because we weren't getting blocks fast enough. Alright, we need to assign something expensive to over here. There was something that one of them just made. I thought it was a bracelet. But they donated it to the Mindful Bolt. We've got a bunch of gems. What's this? Pigtail mitten, that's already displayed. the green quandary. I guess we'll use one of the nice stones then. Give me a gemstone. Large shoral or large carnelian? Go with shoral. The efficiency of my layout and design screams that I've done this so many times. Yeah, specifically the workshop area. I've tried so many different designs for the workshop area. Like, there's a reason this is tiny. There is a point where it ends up being too big of stockpiles next to it. But also, these might be a little small. Alright, Hall of Lobsters is happy. Which one is that? Leafy seed. The rosy moth. Which one is the Hall of Lobsters? Games like this make you wish that Sims Medieval did better. Very fair. Yeah, I remember I loved the concept of Sims Medieval when I heard of it, but then I watched a few videos on the execution and I'm like, oh, that's just not what I was looking for, though. You could have been something so special. You know what? I think I want to make essentially a little barn right here. I'm gonna have them start digging that out. Doesn't need to be secure. I just feel like the animals should have somewhere to go when it's raining, just because they hate the storms. And at least the floor fungus is growing out there even. It's kind of wild. We didn't connect the caves and it's still growing there. Alright, how are these places going? Oh, the Hall of Lobsters is the Farmers Guild Hall. Got you. The Guild of Beaches. That one is nearly there. We'll give them more of a floor. They'll love that. Yeah, they should be teaching each other things in these places if we put workbenches up. So I might actually move this bench over into here. Feels like I should be able to mine that boulder. Why can't I? I feel like we've probably made some silk. Yeah, we've gotten a little bit of silk. We've got a little bit of pigtail cloth. You know what? I think I'll make this. No, we can have 2 farmers' workshops. That's how we'll do it. We'll just put 2 farmers' workshops in here. And have them on different tasks. The Helix of Planned Gloves has been founded nearly a day's travel to the southwest and incorporated into our holdings. Kib Road Sprinkles has been appointed to the position of Sheriff of the Treaties of Peace. Wow. Okay, Kib. Let's look at the nobles then. Is Kib gonna show up there? No. I have no idea where Kib is. Alright, there are so many things. So many unfinished projects in this place. It's best if they're working on several things at once. I don't like that this tree overhangs. So we'll have to cut down another tree. We might need this one too. Yes, we get some oak wood there. Oh boy. A grand guild hall they want now. Kier Portent Wheat. Who is Kier? Mysterious. Winter is upon us. Looks like we have a decent amount of drink. And our well is full. The animals will be happy to have a little place to duck into, I'm sure. Doesn't feel like enough space for all of them. We're gonna need to have like walls built into it already if we're gonna keep the place up, because it's sand on top of it and all around it. Alright, now that we have somewhere to put the leather, we're going to disallow leather on other stockpiles. Because we only want them storing it there. Alright, I just want this place finished. Do we got one more? Do we got enough for one more? Yes, there we go. Then we can put down the second farmer's workshop and actually be getting enough thread made. There. On this one, we don't have to do the spinning thread. We can also move the processing plants over here. And share animal too, why not? This one, we want to make it monthly, let's say. Because they'll have a bunch of animals to shear. It will happen frequently enough. Hall of Lobsters is the Farmers Guild. We're improving that anyway right now. Sure, why not? Alright, and then we've had a bunch more of them join us since the last time we checked this, so, yep. We got more stuff to put out here that's just been wandering around. Did we put the Peregrine Falcon anywhere? I don't think that we put that down. Because we're not keeping them in the tavern anymore. There it is. Let's get that out of storage. Poor thing is down in the vault. Let's see. Yes. I like it when things are relatively evenly spaced, too. Kogan has grown to become a milker. Good for him. Ursi Fleshy Sword wishes to join the Mindful Bolt as a citizen of Wheelsound. Sure. Sure, even more people. Alright, let's see. More people to assign. Do not need that many Fisher Dwarfs. You guys can be on herbing. You know what? If they're engraving, they're not going to be engraving most of the time, so they can be hauling the rest of the time. Alright, this is paused. Yeah. We've got people outside. Yeah, they're actually using it. Okay. We'll dig out a little bit more space for them. Baby dwarf. Okay, they like that corner too much. Here. You guys can use this space. We're actually building up a decent amount of wood. Yeah, they seem happier having somewhere to go. They do not like the snowstorms. Felt love after gaining a sibling. Adorable. I like that even the animals can feel, like, happy or grouchy and stuff. Hello, hello, Space Pants. How we doing today? Let's give them a few tables. Alright, this one... Alright, we don't need them sharing animals. This one, milk animal, make cheese. This one shall be milking animals. It's a month. And making cheese. Whenever there's enough to make cheese. Good now that you're watching me play Dwarf Fortress? Awesome. Glad to hear it. Happy that it can be entertaining to you guys too. I love this game. It's just the amount of different possibilities there are. Like, not only is it a different world each time if you generate a new one each time. It's always different. I'm using similar design. Oh. Who puked? A pile of vomit. Oh. Dizzy and nauseous. What's up with you? Did you just get reassigned or something? No, you're a hauler. You're just not used to going outside. Oh. Oh. They're going after an alpaca. Poor guy. He's like, no, I got it. Don't help me. I got it. The old cave adaptation. Yeah. He's used to being able to haul stuff down here. Yeah. I kind of love that, though. Alright, we'll give them a little bit of a roof. It's starting to feel like we're gonna have to do more digging. Because I haven't gathered up all the stuff there. Ah, yes, Captain of the Guard. He's gonna get pissed off. Do not want that. Oh. You know what? Let me deal with this now. Would kind of suck to be a prisoner and have an aquifer in your cage that nobody knows about, you know? One day the roof just starts leaking. Oh, we're midwinter right now. Why are they gathering plants on the ice? What do you got there? Are they... Guys, you might want to get off of there before the spring. We got more kittens. We're gonna have to give that Gelder some work soon enough. Now I'm worried about these dwarves. Bayberry. Must be something they're reaching... Huh. Very strange to me. Either way. Either way. Oh, we've got our leather over here. We can actually get this started. Think leggings. Let's get some leggings made. Let's get some armor made. We got leggings and trousers. Oh, so they're the fun kind of leather pants. We'll probably need water skins. That will help our people. Dwarves do like putting themselves in danger, yeah. It's very dangerous to teach them how to swim still, as far as I'm aware. You basically gotta put them on a roller coaster ride where they get waterboarded. They can eventually learn to swim, though. Oh, look at that. Our dwarves are actually getting happier. It's probably because we have so many squads now. You know what, actually, I want steel stuff here, I want silver stuff here, and for now, I will allow iron stuff here. Only for now. Do I have a slight New York accent? I don't think so, in that I've never even been to New York. I guess I passed through the airport. But I have what I would define as an internet accent. I've spent a lot of my life talking to people from all over the world. So I probably... You know, I've picked up bits and pieces from people who live all over the place. A phone voice accent, like clear spoken. Awesome. See that? That's good to hear. Other than that, I wouldn't know how to define my accent other than... But I mean, it's an American accent, clearly. You know? But even just talking, like, in the US, I've moved all over. It's hard to pin down. Like, I started in California, but it's definitely not a, like, surfer dude accent, you know? Ooh, we want metal and leather. Leather. There we go. And I want to disallow it down here. Materials. And yeah, there's 2 places for armor, by the way. Like, there's this one, but then under finished goods as well. Sometimes the stockpiles would get kind of finicky if you miss stuff like that. I don't know about dresses as far as armor. Then it was steel, silver, iron. I'm not entirely sure how silver affects things in this game. The reason I allow silver, I figure this world is full of magical creatures, right? What always ends up happening in movies and films, stuff like that, is you need the silver to kill the thing and you just don't have it when you need it. So I figure if we keep silver in circulation, then there'll always be at least like one dwarf that has something that's made of silver, right? Yeah. Thing will get hit with it eventually. It's like, even if you're an ice mage, you want to keep at least one fire or acid ability in case you run into trolls. Alright, we can actually get rid of this place now as well. Get a few of our blocks back. We can just leave that open for now as well. They've got a lot of seeds to pick up. Silver is just cool. Fair. Same game 2 days in a row? Who am I? What have I done with Bug? I am the evil twin. I am, in fact, a dwarven god. Heavy, good for warhammers. That's another thing that I forget sometimes, is the material, the weight of the material can matter in the case of, like, if it's a blunt weapon, the weight of it is actually going to assist it. Of course, it's going to make your dwarves slower carrying it. That is the trade-off of the metal armor as well. I think I want them producing some bags. We have a lot of seeds. A lot of seeds. Let's make yarn bags. We seem to have the most yarn of anything. Oh no. Yeah, you'll be able to tell instantly because it's the cheesy version of the New York accent. I'm working here. What you thinking? Yeah. That's how you can tell I'm not from New York. And we've got cave fruits and stuff, cave mushrooms, growing just up on our top floor. Hey, a kitten adopted the broker. Adorable. They've got rotting food back here. We've got too much of a food stash. Somebody besides the elves show up and trade with us. Let's see, 16 by 12. 16 by 12. The broker who single-handedly paused the economy with his sleeping. It's better than the ones who, if they're drinking, they literally just will not respond to the request. They're like, no. Well, I'm having my drink. Leave me alone. Oh, I've started a little, like, barn area. Just because these animals hate being out in snowstorms. I don't know if it's making them happier yet. We may need to enclose it a little bit more. But they do seem to like it. They're going in there. The tavern zoo. Well, a bunch of the pigs got moved over. Because it was getting way too crowded in there. Oh boy. We gotta get rid of some of the rotten food here. What's rotting? Rotten turnip plant roast. That's gotta smell bad. And rotten fish. Oof. For dwarves. Uh-oh. Why are you guys fighting? Is it another beating? Export of menacing spikes prohibited. Okay. Okay. Violation of production orders. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Why is somebody getting a beating? How is this just a bar fight? What's going on? Somebody's got a grudge. We've got that kind of fort now. But we've got so many happy dwarves. Come on. Just get along, guys. We're running out of drink, that's why. We're in late winter. Meat, none. You know, we probably could stand to go through the animals. We have a lot of rabbits now. And a lot of alpaca. Alright, let's get rid of some of them. We've already got food rotting though, so we really need to sell some here soon. Alright, I want 2 males. Yes, 2 males. Yeah, look at all these rabbits. They've been acting like rabbits do. Alright, I'm gonna have a look at the cats. Since they're kittens still, we can do this and hopefully limit how many cats there end up being. It becomes a problem. The cats really like to destroy the ecosystem once they get out. And it's much harder to keep track of them when there's a million of them. Do not eat duck bear. Most important. Most important. We have 3 peacocks again. You know what? I'm not gonna kill the pet. That would suck. But we'll take out one of those peacocks. Why are they not playing music? I've got 3 of you on performing. Who's got their baby in there? Dimple fences. This baby values stoicism. Well, all right. We don't have enough steel to be making things. I'm just gonna have them make 10 iron crossbows. We don't really want them using them. But... yeah, I want to expand this direction, a few spaces. Then I want to make an area here that's like the bedroom part of the barracks. I want to see if they got that working. Baby, not crying. Parents, it must value stoicism. The most stoic baby we know. Nil making something. They're always using the craft store station. He's got bones. He wanted to make something out of bones. Okay. Alright, buddy. Okay, this one we do actually need to work on a bit. Let's do this layer. And then knock out that wall. Alpaca bone right gauntlet. And somebody just named their scimitar. Somebody's getting attached. Some of these dwarves do look kind of gnomish, don't they? I know that there's different cultures of them. Like, they have different appearances. Oh, where is it? It's not going to be under thoughts. Health? Description. There it is. A short, sturdy creature fond of drink and industry. She's unbelievably strong, amazingly agile, indefatigable, and quite durable, but she is quite susceptible to disease. She's very muscular, tall, and obese. Her thin iris jade eyes are narrow. Her hair is clean-shaven. Her nose bridge is convex. She has very low cheekbones, and she has a round chin. Her hair is copper. Her skin is pink. Her lower body bears a tiny straight scar, and her neck bears a massive jagged scar. The scars are actually from her medical history. She had some stuff sutured before. And yeah, there will be certain things about their appearance that are more common to the civilization of dwarves than any other civilization of dwarves. Like, her nose bridge is slightly convex. The other one had a convex nose as well. Shouldn't fantasy dwarves be, you know, all bearded? I think the female dwarves can actually have beards in this. But I think that that's another thing that kind of depends. A lot of the ones in this fort, they're not only, they don't have beards, but a lot of them are bald. This is the first one we've seen so far that has hair but no beard. This one does too. Yeah, it looks like in this one, the female dwarves do not have beards. But I don't think that's always the case, or I don't remember that it is. I know they've changed the portraits some. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much all male dwarves with beards. But I like the fantasy trope of dwarves consider beards like a status symbol. You know, like an unbearded female dwarf would be like less feminine than a dwarf with a beard, a luscious, beautiful, feminine beard. You know, like it's that ingrained in the culture. I like when that's how they do it. There's the music. Yeah, that's my favorite kind of fantasy dwarf. Because they wouldn't think like humans necessarily when it comes to that. Got somebody else wanting to join? Sure. I like how things end up going when you kind of just accept everybody. Like, sometimes it does end up causing more crime. But Holy Gorge? I don't want to put an intimidator in charge. Judge of intent and comedian feels right. Oh no! One of them did drown. We're in late winter. Yeah, they must have been standing on there. Guys, I guess I can remove the plant gathering order in these areas. But like, wow, really? Really? Some of these dwarves just want to go down. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to retrieve that corpse. It would be quite difficult to. So what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to give them a special tomb. Oh yeah, I forgot down here, the aquifer. This is what happens when you forget an aquifer that's really light, by the way. It is blocked by doors in general, so it was only ever going to take over that room. But I am glad that that was a light aquifer. The dwarves in Dwarf Fortress are very dwarf. Yeah, agreed. The strange moods, the food choices, their booze dependence. It is very distinct and it's cool. I feel that way too. I think that they embrace the spirit of the dwarf tropes that I like and that I find quite amusing. Like, it's very funny to me that they do straight up rely on booze. They even feed the children booze. Dwarves are just built different. No bins. Feels like the mist generator is inconsistent sometimes. I still love it. Alright, so this place, they're happy. Are you guys happy? Not quite yet. Are you guys happy? You guys are happy. You know what? I'm just gonna give them a metal wall as well. Every dwarf loves a metal wall. An elven caravan? We can't sell you food. Ah. Ugh, I don't want to sell them any clothes either. It's too easy to accidentally end up with some leather in there. Do we have any crafted goods to bring them? See, I don't know if they'll get pissed off at me for wool either, because I don't know whether I gave them leather or wool last time in the trade that got them pissed off. Oh, it was a ring. Okay. Now we know. We have more valuables to distribute. Yeah, we don't have much for the elves this time. I do actually want them to like us, though, because I like the animals that they give us. Actually. Cut that part out for now. I want to get down the flooring first. We don't have the blocks, do we? Yeah, not quite. Any animal products they get mad about. Yeah, it makes sense. Some of them even like purring maggots. Yes, there was one that was within its likes. It likes the sound of purring maggots. But yeah, like they can be gross. They're cave dwellers, really. You know? To humans, certain things about dwarves would be gross. This is why not many of them join our dwarves. Let's see, do we have doors? A few of them. You know, something that we could do to help our situation. It's gonna make some dwarves unhappy while we're constructing. But if we knock down all of these walls and turn what we get out of it into blocks, and that's a way to be a little bit more efficient with it. But a lot of this is materials that we're probably not going to actually turn into blocks. I'm gonna hold back on that. The sound of a purring maggot is probably not unpleasant, you could imagine. Yeah, I feel like liking them for their sound is almost more reasonable than liking their appearance. But also, to each their own. To each their own. There are plenty of humans that love insects. Like, genuinely find them adorable. When others would find them terrifying. Oh. Greetings from the woodlands. Much to discuss. We elves are partial in particular to the trees and the forests surrounding your lands. We are willing to ask that you cap your tree fells at 25 until we next meet. Even less this time. I'll try to return next year as I am able. Okay. We can abide by this. We only took out like 3 trees last time, so. Do you have pets? Do you have pets for us? I don't know whether I'm hoping for a no or a yes, because we don't really have anything to trade them. They barely brought us any wood either. A gray langur. We'll take it. We got enough for that. I do not want their wooden weapons. No, no. They're not bringing me the good animals yet. Like, I'm wondering if I'll get far enough in negotiations that they let me request stuff from them. Or if they're just gonna keep giving me just a few animals at a time like this. And only the little ones. They know my game. Got a cardinal. A lot of empty copper cages. We could set up some traps. We don't have very many dwarves wandering around on the outside on this map. So we don't actually have full awareness of all of the animals that are around here. We've had a guinea hen in a cage for how long? Here. You get in there with the birds. Imposed a ban on certain exports. What are you doing now? They want more menacing spikes. Export of battle axes prohibited. That's fine. That's fine. We don't really want to be giving them up anyway. Menacing spikes. They want more menacing spikes. Menacing iron spike. Let's get 3 of them done so that the dwarves do not get more beatings. I'm gonna turn this into an no, just a single office, not a multi-office. Captain of the guard. Got some more blocks. Awesome. Oh, you know what? Now that we've got this down, let's just have them engrave on that. Let's get this metal wall down for them. Got some silver. Let's go with platinum again. That gave really good value. Ghostly herbalist has risen and is haunting the fortress. That happened a lot faster than I was expecting it to. I think it's slabs. I'll double check. Citizens that cannot be buried properly. Yes, slab. We'll make a few of them. This will surely happen again. Even though we've taken that area off of the herbalist route. Doesn't matter. Let's see. Caverns are my F2. Oh, I love the music in this. These dwarves go off. And we need even more doors here. They're gonna want a few cages. Guess we can go with copper for now. I would feel better having a stronger material. But we'll want chains as well. And we'll probably want them for other projects as well, so add it to their routine. Since we won't be using them often, kind of works out. Alright, now make this place nice. We've genuinely got way too much food. Like, can these dwarves be hungrier? They're already obese. Alright, trader, you can go. I keep forgetting to dismiss him after. This we finally have enough for, though. You guys get on that. More kittens. This is why we had them fixing kittens. Detailed. Engraved on the wall is an exceptionally designed image of Shodir Glove Wheel, The Dwarf and Dwarves by Adel Ulfmictirist. Shodir Glove Wheel is surrounded by the dwarves. The artwork relates to the appointment of the dwarf Shodir Glove Wheel to the position of Captain of the Guard of the Mindful Bolt in the early autumn of 105. They kind of just decided that we needed one. Okay, fine, we'll have laws. We'll make it a brimstone table. Eventually this water will dry up. Talc doesn't feel like it would be a good material for a table, but I don't know. We'll line them up there. Yes. Oh, yes. I wanted to have some beehives as well. We could be making mead. We'll make 10 of them. No. We'll make 5 of them. I'm not going to use that many. So I'm not sure how many there are on the map. Cut out this strip so they have a clear path back. There, now they got a whole bunch of open space. They got a decent amount of stockpile space. They've got an actual path back there, and we want chests as well for them to be storing certain things in. I mean, I think I will try the armor racks and weapon racks, just because they may have improved the functionality of those. They seem to have worked on a bunch of the other stuff. I know that the ranged weapons just did not really work like they should before. There's a pool of goblin blood on here. Somebody had goblin blood on their boots. More migrants. There are not enough bedrooms. Have we marked these ones out? No. Now those are officially bedrooms. And they don't have to feel guilty for using them. This one needs a floor. This one needs help with its floor. This is a nice mountain, but a lot of it is not stone that we've dug into here. At least on the upper levels. By the way, those of you less familiar with this game will find it incredibly amusing to hear this. The reason this lever that attaches to the front entrance is behind a locked door is because of gremlins. Nothing else. Just gremlins. Somebody just got possessed. An animal train at the craft door station, isn't it? Every time. Yeah. So he's gathered some wood. Some more wood. Some more wood? What you making, buddy? We've actually got a little bit of silk building up, so I'm going to have them make silk loincloths rather than the yarn ones that are probably quite itchy. Secret elf, yeah, we've got a secret elf over here. He's an animal trainer and everything. Who are you possessed by? Needs tree life, bones, yes, and gems, shining. So he's got bones, he's got wood, and he wants more bones. Do we have bones at the butcher shop for him? There's skulls and stuff. Yeah, he's definitely got more bones if he wants them. Druid or elf. Yeah, he's making something strange. Strange. We're gonna have to let somebody cut some gems, though. Let's have the legendary gem cutter do it. We've got more kittens. Oh boy. Yeah, see, already we've got a bit of a cat problem here. They're guarding our food well, though. Why are there so many baby animals in here? Did they come with the migrants? It looks like they may have. Bunch of baby animals this time. Without their parents. What happened? They just picked up the baby animals and left their last civilization. Like, something bad must have happened there. Gotta check. We've got a gander. And we've got some dogs for the residential level. A pobby. Anybody else? Yes, doggo. It's nice that we've got some pet dogs. That's a cute puppy. Oh, I really like that they changed the portraits. It does add something. I am sick of looking at this unfinished inn. I don't know about you guys, but... We'll give it some nice materials, even though they're pretty small rooms. Like, we'll give them some marble. Stuff like that. Where is the marble? I think that was lower down that we were digging that up. Mudstone, native platinum. Claystone, limonite, gneiss. Granite. Don't take it for granted. Ah, it's down here, the marble is. Okay. In that case... I'm gonna get this weird thing started. So we're gonna need plenty of space in here. So, something that I quite like to do is I like to use cage traps to help deal with some of the, the typical stuff that will try to wander into your base from the caverns. I will just line this entrance here with cage traps so that, as long as these are all equipped, it would take a lot of critters to actually even get into this area without getting captured. Now, the problem with doing that is you can't tame all of those creatures. some of them are a bit too sentient to train. So, becomes this thing. What do you do with them? You could use them to train your troops. Basically, just set it up so that they can be killed later on. Or, what I came up with here, because I got really sick of dealing with forgotten beasts at a certain point, is you can let them fight the forgotten beasts before you send your troops in to fight them. You know, like, at least get the creature injured. It doesn't always go so well. But sometimes it just makes it real simple. You don't even have to fight them yourself. And a lot of them, your dwarves will be able to deal with just fine, the creatures that we're going to be caging up and leaving in here. Even if we were to release them all at once on our dwarves would be able to deal with it. But at least it's a little bit of cannon fodder, you know, just to see what the critter can do and to weaken it a little bit, if we can. If not, take care of it entirely. Something else I wanted to be working on up here. We've got a tower in the works. But it's gonna go pretty slowly. Like, we have to go kind of one at a time. Otherwise, they will build in the wrong place and kind of block themselves off. Yeah, here they can go around this way or they can go around that way. So we can kind of build in two directions at once, but not much at a time. We gotta wait for them to place those before we can order the next ones to be placed. A lot faster with blocks than if they were hauling the boulders up to do that. But still, it's going to be a bit of a gradual process. Now they have a whole bunch of wool here. Alright, so they do have people going in to spin thread. Kind of want to assign somebody to it though. Shearing animals, spinning thread on this one. Yeah, the skilled shearers and the skilled spinners are separate. We'll just leave it up to them for now. Leading a butchery demonstration. So the farming guild, they actually teach all kinds of stuff there. We don't even have the butcher station in there. A finger lime wood toy axe. That's what it was. We'll add more space for toys in the tavern. They're gonna love that. The marble hasn't been hauled up yet. That's just fine. I think I want to carve out some space here anyway, just in case fighting ends up happening here. Because when there isn't enough room for fighting around the stairs, dwarves can end up going down the stairs during the fight, which is not really great for us. It's not good for them falling down the stairs, you know? Actually, the cave spiders like this place too, so we'll be getting more silk. A vile force of darkness has arrived. The army is commanded by the goblin Stozu Dune Scorpion, a competent commander. In the mid-spring of 106, Stozu struck down the dwarf Zon's slipped rampart in willful swords. With them comes a war cave dragon from the dark goblin fortress of Terrorheads. So they've started bringing cave dragons. This one is a competent commander. I wonder how many he brought. Wait. They brought... Are they Moneros? Who's attacking me again? Stozu Dune Scorpion. Okay, these ones aren't Stozu. Stozu, they're Monera. Okay, I don't think I've been attacked by them before. That is a freaky looking creature. I don't know if I'd want to fight that. How big are they? A creature that crawls along the cavern ceiling with... Oh, these are those that drop on you in the caverns. Oh. It's like a drop bear, but horrifying even more. Look at that face, dude. Its body is shaped as the head of a man with a mouth full of shark teeth. It waits for its prey to pass below. Susceptible to disease and really slow to heal. It doesn't really say how big they are. Takes no pleasure in his talents and appearance. Okay, so this should be an interesting fight. I'm gonna move the chat a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I don't want too many of the newbies to be in on this fight. Because they just started training. It's another one of those fights where I do actually want the non-fighty dwarves. Like the ones that I don't want in on the conflict. I want those ones to go inside. I think we have, yep, 170 now. The last time at the beginning of this was around 140. Alright. Hurry it up, guys. There's a dragon. As strong. A gigantic monster. It does tell me how big this one is. Once a dragon, now adapted to and polluted by the underground. Its wings fall limp at its side, its face is full of incredibly long teeth. Its eyes are large to penetrate the darkness. Sucks for it, it's above ground. Alright. Kind of want them to come to us. So I'm going to keep an eye on the dragon, because this is probably going to be the fastest of them. If those other ones are used to clinging to the cavern ceilings, it would be weird for them to have a fast speed. Alright. Go after that one. Whew. I do not like the look of those things. things will haunt my nightmares. Kilvarious, indeed. Alright, let's lock onto the dragon again. Oh, it gave up the high ground. It went down below us. Alright. Did they run again? Or are there more? There's a snatcher, apparently. Ambush. Okay, so they do have goblins out there. Oh, I love how they're doing this. It said that that one was a competent commander. And what he did is he hid some goblins out there. Where are we? They're up in the trees. And yeah, they're luring us past them. That is so clever. Okay. So stop that. Yeah, they need to deal with the goblins up here. They're gonna have range. Oh, hey, we do have bees. Yeah, there's another one. There's probably gonna be more, but they'll run into them and they'll fight. 9 targets. Alright. Actually, I'm gonna keep them selected. Just because things happen pretty quickly. Alright, there's one down already. We lost a recruit. Look at all this. Oh, little Karen's on it. What's going on with little Karen? She was fighting the dragon. Kicked the dragon in the head. Was stabbing it. Looks like Karen has a sword. I've been out in the sunshine again after a long time. It's annoying. Karen slashed the cave dragon's head off. Little Karen destroyed that dragon. We lost a swords dwarf there. Where are the rest of our dwarves? Where are you guys? They're still moving up. Okay. Who else do we have left? Alright. Still 2 of them to hunt down, but it looks like we've won this. Looks like it. And I think it was Stozu. Yeah, Stozu. We definitely want Stozu to go down here. But they've nearly escaped. So I'm not sure that we'll get him. Alright, we got the commander. We're good. We're good. We lost 4 dwarves. None of them named, though. They weren't our favorite dwarves. Alright. I'm gonna let them out of the orders. And I'm going to let everybody else out of the burrow. Because they need to go pick up the injured. A human caravan just arrived. Well, you certainly chose your timing interestingly. At least we can give them some food. So we can stop letting it go bad. have so much fish to make. Man, we can just trade them nothing but food and be good. Might even be too heavy for them at a certain point. Hopefully they got something good for us. Alright, that shouldn't take long because it's just across the hall. Hello, hello, Clicky. I'm so glad that you're here this time. Karen named a chicken after you. Congratulations. Clucky H. I don't think you were here when it happened. Oh, I was trying to remember. Everybody's got enough animals to name themselves after if anybody else wants them. You are what you eat, and you do eat a lot of chicken. All right, there we go. Oh, I don't remember what it's from. But there's this joke that God must really like chicken because everything tastes like chicken. Always found that kind of adorable. Greetings, noble dwarf. There's much to discuss. It's such a pleasant place you've carved out for yourselves. And there's much to share. Hey, we love the rumors. News and rumors here. We get to see movement. So apparently the goblins have been raiding the Tower of Crewing. The Knife of Ways, the Ace Halls. Okay, so that's not Ordorf civilization. In the late winter of 105, the army of Nicolo thundered relieved, marched on mirrored toes. In the late winter of 105, the armor... Oh, wow. They've been getting attacked. So they're giving us updates on their civilizations that are getting attacked by the goblins as well. I think that the humans are wanting us to go after the goblins. It would explain a lot of things. I feel like it kind of does, doesn't it? Let's see. See, we've got lots of marble. I think I need to assign more people to hauling. More doors. It's good to have plenty of herbalists. Oh no, I didn't say more door, I said more dwarves. Alright, beekeeper, yes. We were gonna set up the bees. It would be kind of fun to set it up on top of the barn, I feel like. One does not simply walk into dwarf reinforcements. Oh, actually, there is a reason to not put them there. The bees will actually sting both dwarves and animals if we put it in an area that is frequented. So, now that I've remembered that, I'm going to put them up here. Oh no, my mouse is running out of battery. At least this is one of the best games for that. Yeah. Not playing Overwatch when my mouse battery dies, I'm fine. We want it relatively close. Let's put them up here. They might get destroyed in a raid at some point. This is a possibility. You call shenanigans. Dwarf skin is much too tough for bees. Come to think of it, it is usually the dwarf children that get stung. At least in my experience. Maybe only the children have thin enough skin to sting, you know? Oh, wait. They must have left before I traded with them. Oops. I mean, I can still request... Where are the merchants? Did they not bring stuff? I think it was just the diplomat. Attending a meeting. He yelled at somebody in charge. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, looks like they just came to tell us that they were attacked again by the goblins. Which really does make it seem like the humans want our help. So how are we doing on armor? Why do we got all this down here? No armor. No armor. Alright, get moving. Alright, we'll need more space for stuff up here. Just keeping things moving. And we can nearly make these rooms. We can make like 2 of them. Now, I don't want to use the straight marble because the marble blocks is just gonna be more efficient. Like, we get 4 blocks for each boulder of material. So if we want to make it last, then... Oh, we got marble doors. They're gonna end up having to replace that door. There's the blocks. out of coffee? No, I've had coffee this entire time. I'm usually nearly out by the time I start stream. So I actually forgot. I had more than just a sip, you know? Bring that marble door back. It's just limestone that they're bringing up to this stockpile. It allows a lot more than just limestone. But no, that's all they want to bring up. Wheel Sound should have a racetrack. You know, we could do something with minecarts. We totally could. I feel like that would be a good feature, like special thing for this place. We don't even have the option to trade with them, so they can go ahead and go soon. Go on. Good luck. We'll get to the goblins soon enough. As Queen of the Dwarven Homeowners Association, you insist? Oh no, I've been petitioned. Is this place still leaking? It shouldn't still be leaking water. That should just be drying water. But I'm not entirely sure. There might just be a leak in the captain of the guards room. Alright, we can assign this as a dungeon now. Captain of the guard will be pleased, and every dwarf who doesn't have to receive a beating will be pleased. The dwarves must have their racetracks. It is necessary. Even more migrants. The dwarves really do love this place. Guys sleeping in the Farmers Guild Hall. You'd think that you'd be petitioning against the beatings, but honestly, whatever floats their boat. You don't even know what dwarves are into. You know what? Maybe they are. We don't know. It is the way of their culture. We have 0 dwarves in the most unhappy categories, though, so we must be doing something right. I swear it's most likely the fact that we have so many of them training in squads. They really love to fight. I like how we have 1 pig still in the tavern. I must have just missed it when I was moving them over, but still. Regular beatings do keep the populace from mentioning they're unhappy. That's a very good point. Why is this you, why is this you in the pile of cave dragon blood? Or pool of cave dragon, wait, okay. So it's a pool of cave dragon blood, but it's a pile of puke. That's horrible. Greetings from the mountain homes. Greetings from the metropolis of Kolva. What's our civilization name? What is it? The Mindful Bolt. Greetings from the Mindful Bolt. Bring us all of your animals. We will give you so much money. See, some of the herbalists might end up getting stung. But it will be okay. Why are poor dwarves living in dirt? They have not yet been given socks. Jawi has not been given a sock. And yeah, the first floor ended up being mostly dirt, so we've been having to fill it in over time. But we've got some, like, the residential layer is all stone. Nice, smooth stone for dwarves. Except for these rooms over here. Don't look at those. We're finishing up the hospital, too. Yeah, the dungeon doesn't have smooth stone, but it has stone. It's just this layer. This layer will end up looking extra pretty, though. Those are noble-ass rooms. Yeah! This is the standard housing, thanks to the Homeowners Association of the Dwarves. Even bigger than you make for nobles. The nobles are up here. Big, empty, minimalist rooms. All sanitary and sterile, except for the hospital. That doesn't need to be sanitary and sterile. They're dwarves, they're tough. The only thing, the most important part of the hospital is the were-creature precautions. Each bed has its own door. And you know what? While I'm thinking about it, do I want... Yeah, we'll just do a normal sort of door. But we do actually want a door on the front of the hospital, too. Worst comes to worst, seal it off entirely. Work transit must be horribly inefficient. Well, I wouldn't say so. The fun part about this design for the rooms is that right now there's only one staircase here, right? But the next layer out that we put this, I am putting a staircase right here. And that will take them so many places. This is the storage layer, takes them right next to that side. But yeah, just having multiple staircases once you're into the main layer. Like, okay, this layer, this first floor is meant to be... I'm meant to be able to entirely cut us off from this first floor if we have to. Like, if we have to seal these doors and just all go down in here, then eventually I'd like to have it set up so we can live entirely in those middle floors. It's fit for giants. These dwarves, they're ambitious. And yeah, this is my stockpile solution just because I don't like you can make it so that your entire stockpile only takes up a single square worth of space. You can. You absolutely can. I think it's a quantum stockpile or something. It's named something like that. I don't like it literally just for immersion reasons. Yeah, quantum stockpiling. It's a great concept. It's really great concept, and, you know, like, for efficiency reasons, I fully encourage anybody else to be using stuff like that. Me, personally, it just messes with my picture of what's happening. You don't use it and yours are a lot smaller, very fair. I also detest bins, and that is also part of this. You'll notice there's not really any bins here. It's all just loose items. The reason I don't like bins, though, is because the dwarves are really bad at digging around in bins. Like, they'll see the item that's right at the top of the bin, but they won't see anything past that. Yeah, this is why the crafting area, like, these are pretty much all of our crafting stations. And this area is pretty compact. Like, once you're on this floor, it's pretty easy to get around. The stockpiles could be a little bit better as far as accessing resources. But a lot of that comes down to what we disallow down here and what we do allow up here so that it doesn't fill up too quickly. No, they don't. Some of that could be just with crafting. Like, it may be certain crafting tables and stuff like that they're bad with bins. But I've run into enough issues with it where I just don't like bins anymore. You know, they work for things like leather. They do actually work for leather because everything in the leather stockpile is all gonna be leather. But there was something with crafting where they weren't picking certain things out of the bins, or they weren't recognizing that certain things were in bins. That's the first issue that I had with them. The second issue I had with bins is that when it's time to trade, for example, like iron bars and bronze bars. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you have a bin full of iron bars and bronze bars, I must be doing something wrong. Okay. I'm going to tell you the second reason, and you're going to understand immediately, though. Because when you go to trade, you can either trade the entire bin and everything that's in it, or you can trade individual items that are in the bin. And the thing is, sometimes they're really good about having, like, a bin that only has finished goods that you'd like to sell in it. But then, let's say they make a artifact or something like that, and it ends up in the bin. Or just a random item that doesn't fit with the rest of the crafted goods, and you don't really want to let go of it. You have to pick through the entire bin, because you can't just select the entire bin and deselect that one thing. You have to pick through the entire bin and tell them exactly which items they can take and exactly which items you can't take. Yeah, for artifacts, it's a bit of a bitch. The pedestals, I feel like, are the best way that I've found for organizing the artifacts. Just because no matter where they are, if you try to assign them to display them somewhere, even if they're already on a pedestal, then you can tell them to display it there and they'll go and grab it. But yeah, as far as the bins for crafting, it may be an outdated issue. Like, it could have been just something that was going on when I was learning the game that I learned how to work around and haven't really accepted that there's not a reason to do that anymore besides the trading. The trading is probably the biggest annoyance for bins. For trade, you only trade encrusted metal crafts. Yeah, that's a good way to do it once you're established. But it is entirely possible that I was just missing something as well when I was learning it. There is so much to know about this game. But yeah, even just for trading reasons, I'm not a big fan of bins. That, and I really like trading with the elves specifically for all of their crazy animals. And it's really easy to piss off the elves. Like, you show them a barrel or a bin and they're like, how dare you! You elves, indeed a true dwarf. I usually end up fighting the elves anyway, despite actually actively trying to keep friends with them for a while. So you can eventually just steal their animals anyway when you start raiding them. You have a bunch of bins with random bars and dwarves never have issues. Okay. So it sounds like with the metal bars, it might be good. If I was having an issue with that before, then part of my annoyance would have been that some things it works for, some things it doesn't. This is why the elves don't like me. They know that I'm just waiting to attack them. There is a distinct possibility. Wait, was it weapons? It may have been the military dwarves. That might be something they fixed, actually, with the siege update. I think, if I'm remembering right, now that I'm, like, letting it simmer for a bit, I think it was the squads were having trouble getting their weapons out of the bins and stuff like that. And if there were bins in the fortress, then they would end up in with the weapons and the armor and stuff like that. And the armor racks and weapon racks weren't really working properly before. That may have just been the squads that got me doing that. Goblins at least can give you metal. True. True. They also give you metal when you melt down their arm. No. No, they like to wear bones and stuff. The goblins could be a potential way for me to deal with all of the sentient creatures from the caverns that I capture. If we wanted to get into the slave trade, I'm sure the goblins would be down. But I don't really want to do that, at least not this game. Maybe we'll do an evil run sometime. Just do all of the most evil things that you can do in this game. So there's necromancy and stuff too. I'm sure they've improved that. They do. They'll bring weapons and stuff sometimes that can be melted down. Depends on how good the goblins are doing. Oh, I know there was something that I was working on. Yes, I wanted to turn the tavern into an inn, finally. Oh, of course it wants to save. And yeah, it is worth trusting dwarven craftsmanship more than goblin craftsmanship. Hey, we got lots of marble blocks now. Get this finished. We might actually have to dig up more. We are, aren't we? Oh, it looks like we have enough. Not enough blocks yet, but we'll have enough marble for this. Make them look nice. I should probably have done the walls before I did the doors, but kind of want to see what it looks like, you know? Make sure we have enough doors. Guys, we have enough fish. We really do. We have enough fish. Look at all this. It's worth checking the kitchen labor. Let's save some stuff for drink. Alright, finally, they're not cooking with the booze. Do we have any honey yet? It's gonna be great when we have honey. Oh, I want one more hive. I don't like that that's uneven. Hib. Give me a hive. Your favorite version of that is an explanation that went along the lines of the different races make equipment meant to last one of their lifetimes. So humans make equipment meant to last 30 to 60 years, dwarves make equipment meant to last 100 to 180 years, and elves make equipment to last 1,000 plus years. Yes, I really like that that idea as it comes to fantasy tropes. Like, it makes so much sense when you think about it like that. Humans would consider dwarven craftsmanship and elven craftsmanship to be like insanely long lasting. When to dwarves and elves, that's just how long it should last, considering your lifespan. Like, how many times do I have to replace this thing? You know? The elves and the goblins are immortal. Oh. That's kind of fun. Like, only some of them being immortal. I don't think goblins are usually included in that. Come to think of it, I don't remember any fantasy anything actually going into detail about how long goblins live. Uh-oh. Someone went out that doesn't normally go out. Now, I usually wait to set up the burrow for dwarves that aren't meant to go out very often until we have, like, the magma and stuff like that. Can be sending them down to be crafting deep in the depths. You won't spoil goblins, but they're a bit different from the other races. Well, that's an interesting one, because, like, how would I find out? I've been playing for... Let me check. I've been playing for 323.1 hours. Oh, so yeah, I know some about the goblins. But I also haven't spent very much time in Legends mode. And when I do go into Legends modes, it's usually to look at someone specific. Yeah, tell me. I'm curious. Hey. Who are you guys? Can I sell you things? Or are you gonna get pissed at me? You look like somebody I can sell things to. They're created by demons, basically, and originally ruled by demons. Demons are allowed to come up by gods. Okay. Or dwarves digging too deep. I do know about that. Oh, damn it. The human is making things again. I'm gonna have to assign somebody to the leather station now. Why does the human want to be a tailor so badly? We can't use any of this. Only he can use this. It's funny because angels and demons are kind of canonically on the same side. Huh. I like to go into the descriptions of them. Because it tells you things about the individuals, and some of them are ancient. I think I've dug that deep maybe once. It was very slow going. So I haven't really had many encounters with the demons, but I also know that there are places where they can spawn above ground. But the adamantine, yeah. Yeah, that's what lured me that deep, and I went really slow with it. I had heard the tales. Did that actually click? No, it didn't. There. All right. Oh, man. Why? Why does the human want to be a tailor so bad? Come on, dude. Jeez, I guess we've got some to sell. We'll have to buy more leather. No, do not sell the nice ring. If you even bring the artifacts into the trading station, they don't want to trade you for anything but that. No matter what you do, they're like, please give us that. Please give us that. It's all I want. Gotta delve greedily. And legendary divine underwear. Yeah. Eventually, they will make artifact loincloths. Alright, do we have enough? Just about. Oh, one short. Have a good one, friend. See you around. Oh wow, we're at 3 hours. I had not noticed that. I think I'm gonna have to just leave turning this into an inn for the next time I'm playing this. So I got some other stuff I gotta do. I have to make calls today. Hatred. Yes, we do not need anything from you. They want fish next year. I am sure we will have plenty for them. Another kitten adopted a dwarf child. They definitely seem to prefer them. Adult dwarves a bit too gruff for the cats. Me to myself, 5 more minutes. Yeah. Actually, though, like, just let me finish this one thing. Kolvad and the surrounding lands have been made a duchy. Guys. They're like, it's the best fort we have, guys. That's home now. Alright, there's like a handful of things I need to do before I stop. Just because I know I'm gonna forget it if I leave it until next time. One of those things is trading. Got more logs. We do not need rope. Don't need all that. I will take some instruments, fine. Some more toys couldn't hurt. Keep the children happy. No animals that we don't have already. We'll take some beer and ale. And rum. Cave spider venom. Because we got plenty to spend. Take the warhammer, just because I don't think we have any currently. Iron spear we could use. Steel and silver maces. Steel crossbow. Leather armor we can actually use. See, the robe itself isn't giant. The cave spider that the silk came from is giant. 3 hours later. There's just a handful of things I need to do before I stop. I know I'm gonna forget. Yeah, true. True. Very easy for this to happen. We'll take some mittens. Take more seeds. We're gonna have plenty when it's time to be planting. We'll take some dyes too. Leathers, goose leather in there. You knew which we will take some plants so that we can make some more drink. Take some splints and crutches because we're gonna need them. Knowledge, because knowledge. You know what? Take it. Take it. Ecstatic, I'm sure you are. We overpaid them for sure. For sure. And the leather. There we go. I need to actually assign somebody to it so that human stops trying to make everything. Human making everything way too big for dwarves is becoming a bit of a problem. What are you doing in there? Why are you in the barn? Oh, they're gathering plants. Bang! Alright. And I'll leave us right here, since the inn is nearly ready. That gives us something to start with that's fun next time. All right. It has been so fun. Thank you all for gaming with me today. Take it easy.